So thank you so much for joining us. 3 reasons why these are good times for India's hospitality sector.
The first is, I think we are really on the cusp of something very big, and I think things are going to exponentially, leap up. The hospitality sector is really growing, and I feel the domestic tourism is giving it a real good boost. So that is number one. Number two, I think that the supply right now has reached a certain level, and the demand is still growing. So both the ARRs and occupancies should see a good growth in the coming season.
Okay, what are the 3 big emerging trends as far as this sector is concerned?
3 big emerging trends. Number one is again, the domestic tourism has taken off. We are also hoping that the international tourism, the international arrivals increase, and the third is medical tourism. That is another big chunk. So I think those are the 3 main topics.
On the operational side, what are the 3 things that perhaps stop this sector from achieving its full potential?
The first one is, of course, taxation. Again, once more, I mean, the kind of, everybody is being affected by that. Then the high pricing of liquor, that's another operational huge disadvantage to us. And in the same vein, I think some of the sectors have not really taken off as far as arrivals are concerned. Visa on demand was one thing which was really going to take off. We are hoping to see a better sustainability there.
It's interesting you bring that point up. Then in that context, what are the regulatory changes that perhaps participants like you who are in this sector would want to see so that it achieves its full potential?
Well, the regulatory changes, I think we should open it out to a lot more countries than it has been done now. And the way that you get it should be much easier. Right now there are forms to fill, there's waits to be, you have to wait for a while. So it should be absolutely seamless. Like, the Indians, if they go today to an African country, there is no problem. You just walk in and get your visa. So that's not happening here at the moment.
Okay, mergers and acquisitions are like a quintessential part of this sector right now. It's in the midst of a lot of M&A action. Where do you see all this headed?
Well, I think the larger companies will stand out. It is happening across the board in the other sectors also. So there will be merger and acquisition, and that's the way to go, I feel.
Do you see a lot of Indian players actually wanting to tie up with the international players now?
Yes, the local owners have understood that there is no gain to be had by them standing alone. So they have to tie up with someone with a bigger reach, with a bigger bigger portfolio to be able to cater to a lot more demand.
Okay, in that context, then what are the expansion plans of your company?
Well, we've got at the moment 72 hotels, 68 of them in India, 4 in Africa, and our push is that we have signed 14 more contracts. The hotels are in various stages of development, and we are looking at Africa as another great potential opportunity.
How do you plan to fund these expansions, if I can?
No, ours is absolutely a management company. So we are looking at owners building and us managing. So that's a very clear mandate.
Okay, what are the 3 key takeaways for you from this conference?
Well, one is that I met a lot of industry experts, and I think the kind of interaction that we had was very, very enriching. And number 2, I also took away from here the feeling that I think everybody is on the same page. We are also thinking that India is going to grow. Hospitality sector is a part of it. So those are the basic takeaways from this conference. I think it was a great day for me today. Yes.
In terms of numbers, how do you see, or at what rate do you see the sector growing in the coming few years?
Well, I would put it in the short term, 6 to 7% is what I'm looking at, and in the long term, I think there's a better opportunity when the demand catches up with the supply and outstrips it.
Okay, 2 or 3 reasons why investors should look at this sector in a favorable manner.
Well, I think this is a sector where where the property value is always going to grow. That's number one. Number two, the domestic market is so huge that we have not even tapped quarter of it as yet. So if everybody starts traveling, and which is going to happen, the younger generation, I think there's a huge potential sitting right there. We don't even have to look at out of this country. So I think that is the major reason that everybody should look at investing.
Okay, what are the key segments that you see will see a higher growth rate as compared to the others?
Well, I would say the younger lot, who are looking at a 2-day, 1-night, 2-day sort of getaway, shorter breaks for people, corporates also organizing conferencing. MICE is a big sector that we should not ignore at all, and the marriage sector. These are the 3 large chunks of business.
Okay, so good times ahead for the hospitality
absolutely.
sector. All right, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.